Alright, so 1, 5. I don't know why I started that already. Okay, we talked about this once, but I'll mention it again. The difference between an expression and an equation is simply the equal sign. If there's an equal sign, it's an equation. If there's no equal sign, it's the expression. Now, something we'll talk about more with inequalities than necessarily equations, but there's such a thing as a solution set. A solution set is simply all the numbers. Doesn't really need the apostrophe, but that's okay. All the numbers that make a statement true. Meaning, like for this one right here, this one right here, subtract 7, I get 6, so 6 divided by 3 is 2, so 2 would be my solution set, because it's the only thing that makes that equation work. So, sometimes, in life or in math, you'll be given a problem, and they'll say, one of these has to work. If it doesn't, we're in trouble. So, what we're going to do here is we're going to see, do any of these work? So plug in 0. Well, 8 times 0 minus 7 equals 17. 8 times 0 is 0, right? From that multiplication property of 0. Does negative 7 equal 17? No. So I'm going to take this stuff, slide it over here. More importantly, I'm going to go to the 0 and cross it off. Okay? I'm going to try 1. I plug 1 in. And I understand that some of you don't need to write this out to do the math. Just, it's, just to show you off. Make sure you can see it. 8 times 1 is 8. 8 minus 7 equals 1. Does 1 equal 17? No. So cross that one off. Slide that one over a little bit. Third color here. Let's try 2. What is 8 times 2? Some of you might have answered out loud just now, which is really funny. 16. 16 minus 7 is 9. Does 9 equal 17? I hope that you just said no, or at least thought no. And the last one, 8 times 3 minus 17, or 7. Does that equal 17? Well, 8 times 3 is 24. 24 minus 7 is 17. Does 17 equal 17? Yes. So you would just make sure that that one is highlighted. Now, as far as equations, only one number should work, but for practice, you should always check them all. Okay? Of course, I'm not going to do that. Sometimes you can look at it and realize it won't work. Like, you should be able to do a little bit of math in your head. Like, 2 times 4 is 8, right? I'm looking at this one. If I plug 2 in, 8 plus 7 is not 23, right? You know that. How about 3 times 4? Well, that's 12. 12 plus 7 is 19. Does that equal 23? No. What's 4 times 4? 16. 16 plus 7 is 23, so 4 works. Like I said, it should only be 1, but we're going to check them all anyways. You will notice, though, that it climbed. It was, what was it first? It was 15, then it climbed to 19, then I got 23, and the pattern will keep going. 4 times 5 is 20, plus 7 would be 27. 6 times 4 would be 24, plus 7 is 31. If you see that pattern, you can see that it keeps going up. So if it keeps going up, once you get to the number, you're not going to get that number again. Or in other cases, like there could be an option where none of the answers work out. If that's the case, you'll see one number on one side, one on the other. And so you'll know, hey, that doesn't work because I can't go in the middle without using a decimal. Solve this equation. So in this case, we're going to guess and check. So we're going to use some logic. So this is 4 plus something divided by n equals 8. So 4 plus what would equal 8? Well, 4. So then I would need the part I just underlined to equal 4. Okay. Well, I'm going to figure out what this number is now. What's 3 squared plus 7? 16, right? Or, sorry. 3 squared is 9. 9 plus 7 would be 16. So then I can ask this question. What, 16 divided by what equals 4? Well, I hope you know that that is 4. That is called a unique solution. If you find only one working thing, it is a unique solution. You can have infinite solutions, no solution. Well, we're going to call infinite identity solutions, but you can have infinite solutions, or you can have no solutions, or you have unique solutions. Those are your choices. So I'm going to work this one again. We're going to use logic. Well, 6 minus 2 is 4. So I get 4x and 4x. And then I got 12 plus 2 is 14, right? So I got minus 14 minus 9. All right, think logically. Is there any way I can take some number and subtract 14 and take that same number and subtract 9 so that it works out? No, there's no way. This is what we would call a no solution. Or it might even be called a null set. And in the book, it would not surprise me if it showed you this. All of those mean the same thing. Okay? Let's try this next one. 10 minus 7 is 3, so I have 12 times 3, which is 36, right? And I'll just bring the 9x down. 2 squared is 4. 4 plus 5 is 9, so I get 9x plus 36. And then bring my equal sign down. So 36 plus some number, right, equals some number plus 36. We can all agree that just like this one, 4x is equal to 4x. 9x will be equal to 9x, right? So what number can I plug into this equation such that it's true? Well, if everything's exactly the same, it would actually be infinite solutions. Or, also known as the identity, because it's literally the same on both sides. You see that? It's the same thing, it's just backwards. So, solve the following equation. We will do this one again, just like we did before. So 5 minus what would equal 4? Well, I hope you realize that that would be 1, right? 5 minus 1 would equal 4. So this number here has to equal 1. So 1/2 times x minus 6 has to equal 1. Okay, we're just using logic here. Not actually doing much math, just thinking about it. So 1/2 of what is 1? Well, 1/2 of 2 is 1, isn't it? So then x minus 6 would have to equal 2. So then the question is, what minus 6 equals 2? Well, I believe that answer is 8. So just using logic, you can get through some problems. Yeah, I know some of you can solve this right now, but the important thing is, in math, we're trying to develop your reasoning skills, your thinking skills. So, even if you can't do the math, hopefully you can figure out the answer. Alright, last thing here, word problem. Solving equations that have two variables. So Delilah pays $16 per month for a gym membership. In addition, she pays $2 per Pilates class that she decides to take at her gym. So let's write and solve an equation to find the total amount Delilah spent this month if she took 12 Pilates classes. Okay, well, let's set up the two things we don't know. We have M for the number of months, and then P for the Pilates class. And yes, we do actually know it in this case, but we want to set up the equation first. Let's start with the things that were named and technically unknown when they were named. So, I know that for every month, I pay $16. So if I take 16 times M, that's how much I pay per month, or how much I pay. And then if I add to that, I know that it's $2 per every Pilates class I take at this place. And that equals my total cost. And then they finish it off by asking the last bit of the question. Here's my equation. If you don't understand the equation, please ask me and I will try and explain it better in class. And now I'm going to look at what it tells me. It tells me that this month, so I'm only dealing with 1 month, right? And I'm dealing with 12 classes. So what's 16 times 1? Yes, I agree. It's 16. What is 2 times 12? 24. Add those numbers together. What do I get? 40. And since this was money and this was money, I probably should end with money. Not to mention it says find the total amount she spent. Spend implies money too, right? So I know 40 bucks would be my final answer for that one. Alright, so that is our video for tonight. If you have any questions, once again, you can go back and rewatch things. Or you can always, ask me questions and I can try and explain them again. I hope you have a good evening, and I will see you soon.